Welcome. We are so excited to talk about why it's important to supplement today and really dig deep into, even though we're eating healthy, why it's important to add some extra support to our health goals. So, why is it important to supplement our diet? We're going to address that. We're going to talk about how do we choose the best supplement for our health goals and kind of go through some criteria. And then there's so many options on how to start. So where do we start? And we're going to talk about the best places to get started with a supplementation plan at the end of this. So my name is Jen, and this is my before and current picture, I would say. My before picture on the left in the with the short hair and no lipstick. I was 21 in college. I had allergies. I was so incredibly tired. I took lots of naps. I slept a lot. Didn't have a lot of energy. I had inflammation, clearly. I weighed less, but I looked heavier than I do now. And so my body just wasn't in a great place. I feel like college is challenging for health anyway, but I tried to eat vegetables with each meal. I was working out and doing things that I thought were healthy, but it wasn't enough. Flash forward to today, I'm in my early 30s. I am energized. I am allergy free. My skin is better. I don't need naps in the same way that I did before, and I just feel so much healthier. And for me, the big change and where I really started to see the pivot was in 2010 when I started using Shaklee supplements. Did you know that less than 1 in 10 Americans get the daily recommended value for vitamins and minerals in their diets? And we're going to talk about why that is in just a minute. Um, at least 1 in 4 Americans eat some type of fast food every day. 20% of all American meals are eaten in the car. I know that is the reality of so many people, and I am in that 20%. And there has been a 38% decline in the nutrient content of crops, which is huge because that means what we're eating isn't enough. So let's look at what our health habits are right now. And so I just want you to kind of take stock and see where you're at and what you can check off this list, if anything. Are you drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day or 64 ounces? The recommended amount is half your weight in ounces with a base of 64. So are you drinking at least 8 glasses of water? Are you moving at least 30 minutes a day? Are you consuming at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day? And are you getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night? These are all crucial. And while they look simple here on the page, in reality, getting all of those checked off every day doesn't always happen. I know a lot of the time for a lot of people, unless you're really disciplined and set up systems for that, which we fully support. The USDA recommends 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. And actually, experts say 10 or more. And I don't know about you, but when I take stock of what I ate today or the day before, I don't quite hit that number. Um, and so, thinking on that, where is my nutrition coming from? And what am I eating to actually even strive to that? And if you are hitting that number, awesome. Keep rocking it because that is so important. And I think the thing that really brought to light uh, how many fruits and vegetables I was actually eating versus what I thought I was eating was the Shaklee 7-Day Healthy Cleanse. So we're going to talk a lot about Shaklee products in this webinar because we feel like they're great examples of all the criteria. And so feel free to apply these same concepts and knowledge, but we're going to talk about Shaklee because that's what we're knowledgeable in. And again, like I said, they're great examples of what we're trying to share. Anyway, the 7-Day Healthy Cleanse improves focus, energy, enhances mood and sleep quality, supports digestion, reduces cravings, and it really resets your body. And it's 7 days of whole fruits and vegetables. So you're eating real food all day, every day in unlimited quantities. But it was a real eye-opener for me. So if you want to reset and check in where you're at on your fruit and veggie intake, I highly suggest either doing a 7-day cleanse or even saying, I'm going to eat fruits and vegetables for the next 2 to 3 days and see how challenging or simple it was to really get all of those in. Obviously, if you're eating fruits and vegetables all day, you're going to exceed the 5 to 9 servings, but it's really going to put in perspective, am I even getting a minimum of 5 a day? So it's a great way to do a little checkpoint. Just wanted to plug this in because I think it's a great tool and resource as you're going into and looking at supplementation. What am I already doing? What do I think I'm doing? And what changes can I make with my food habits? So what are you eating to get the daily nutrition that you need that's recommended? Are we eating 4 cups of cooked green peas for the folic acid that we need? Are we eating 17 bananas for the amount of B6 that we need? You know, are we consuming all this food to get our daily intake? 27 servings of roasted almonds for the vitamin E, like just insane amount of food to get to the nutrition that we need. And if we're eating all the food that we need, we're definitely not going to be in a calorie realm. And if we're eating the calorie amount that we need, we're not going to be in the nutritional realm that we need. So that's why we want to talk about supplementation. And then going back again to the nutritional content. In 1914, our food was exponentially more nutrient dense than it was in 97. And so that was over 20 years ago. And so I can't even imagine where the line is now if it's either flattened out. I cannot believe that it would go up in nutritional value by any means, but these are the averages of calcium, magnesium, and iron in cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes, and spinach, things that people eat fairly regularly from the vegetable choices. And so if our nutrient decline is there, there's no way that we can get all the food that we need to get the nutrients that we need. So we're going to go through a supplement checklist, look at natural versus synthetic. Does the vitamin actually work? Is the vitamin actually safe? And again, we're going to use Shaklee as one of the comparisons because it does fall into these 3 checklists and gives great examples. When you're evaluating a supplement, we highly recommend that you go through this checklist with that supplement brand. So again, we're using Shaklee because that's what we're knowledgeable in, but if you want to use this checklist and criteria and ask these questions of other supplements you're looking into, we highly recommend doing that. So, natural versus synthetic. We're going to start with a famous synthetic vitamin called Centrum. And when we look at the ingredients in the list, we highlighted some in red and put them on the right-hand side to see what they actually are. And I can tell you that they're definitely not needed in a supplement. Calcium stearate, found in lubricants, surfactants, and soap scum, and it's not soluble in water. Our bodies are mostly water, so supplements need to be soluble. Cupric sulfate, herbicide, fungicide, and pesticide. And as you can read, the list goes on. There's so many additives in these synthetic supplements and these are just what's on the label. They're outright admitting to it. So look at what you're putting in your body and see if any of these pop up on the supplements you're already taking. Again, looking at Centrum, part 2, over here, this x-ray on the right, it's showing how it doesn't break down in your body. So if you're paying for these supplements and you're taking them, but they're not actually useful or being adhered to your body, what good is that? And after looking at the ingredient list, you don't want these to break down necessarily, but when you are trying to benefit your diet and make good health choices, you want those things to work and be bioavailable. And so I think this is a great picture of comparing synthetic versus natural in a slide. They can be very similar, but when you really get down to the cellular level, they're not. So natural vitamin C is in the upper left-hand corner. We have synthetic vitamin C. We have natural vitamin C with an added preservative. And then we have Shaklee vitamin C. And like I said, we're going to be using Shaklee for a lot of these examples because it embodies them so well. And so we're not to say not to eat oranges, but or wherever you choose to get your vitamin C from. Natural is so important, but we're not going to get all the vitamin C we need each day without a little help. And so Shaklee vitamin C most mirrors the natural version and is most similar with nature because the products are made from nature and are natural. And that makes a huge difference when you're looking at how you want to supplement and add to your body. You don't want to eat a fake lemon, like the decorative ones that are on a bowl in someone's home. You want to eat or have lemon juice from a real lemon that was grown on a tree and you get at the store. And so, same thing, you don't want to put in fake substances. You want to put in real, natural, in harmony with nature options. So now we're going to talk about, does it work? And so there's so much press out there about how supplements don't work. And we're going to talk about that and how there's some proof and some truth to that. But we're also going to show how Shaklee works and what kind of studies that you can look for when you're evaluating supplements. In 2008, UC Berkeley School of Public Health did a national health and nutrition exam study. And they looked at people that were taking a multivitamin, people that were taking nothing, and people that were using Shaklee supplements for 20 years across the board. And so what they came, we're going to come across the findings in a minute. But first, before that, I want to talk about looking at, 9 years ago, the average American under 65 had 11.9 different prescriptions written per year. In 2011, the average American over 65 had 28 prescriptions per year. That is insane to me. But when we looked at Shaklee users of more than 20 years, the average age was 63, and they had an average of 0.6. They had less than one prescription written per year, and they were straddling both lines. So you think they might fall between the 11.9 and 28, and they were exponentially less. And I think that alone is a testament to what we offer. But let's look at some of the numbers that UC Berkeley came up with. So in this landmark study, they looked at different things. They have their average age, personal health assessment, diabetes, heart attack, congestive heart failure. They evaluated all these pieces. So they looked at people who took no supplements at all. They were the youngest group, younger than Shaklee by 10 years. They looked at people that used other supplements, other brands of multivitamins. They were 58, so they fell in the middle. And then they looked at Shaklee users that were 60. The average age was 63. And across the board, Shaklee was exponentially healthier than both groups, going through any of the numbers. But when you look at people that were taking no supplements versus other brands, people who were taking it nothing at all had better health markers in terms of diabetes, heart attack, stroke, and coronary heart disease. And so when people say vitamins don't work, sometimes they don't. And it shows, and the brand that you use matters, and showing that it does work matters. And looking at these numbers, again, Shaklee was significantly healthier across the board. Taking it one step further, so that study was called the Landmark study, but they did a second follow-up Landmark study, Landmark 2, and it looked at 30 years. And so they wanted to look at a little bit more longevity and age time. And so they looked at people who took no supplements. They looked at people who took a multivitamin only, people who took multiple supplements but in other brands, and Shaklee users who've been using Shaklee for over 30 years. And the prevalence of bad outcomes was significantly less in Shaklee, less than 10%, even all the way up until 80 years old. Whereas with all the other groups, they stayed at a little bit better incline, but at 50 years old, they all shot above the 10% mark, and significantly more so as they got into their 80s. And I think that this quote by Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, the first female Nobel Peace Prize winner in medicine, the Shaklee population is remarkably healthier than the general population, as shown by two studies, the Landmark study on long-term nutritional supplement users and the telomere study. So there's so much science out there, and we are in over 140 journals, and we have access to all of those. So if you want to read any of them, you can. Most companies and supplements don't have proof that their products work. They have proof that an ingredient in their product works, like vitamin C will help with XYZ, but they don't have proof that their vitamin C formulation helps. And so all of our studies are done on our products. And again, you can have access to any of those. So when evaluating supplements, you really want to look at the research, and we just believe that Shaklee is such a prime example of proof of efficacy. So we also want to talk about, are they safe? So it's great if they work, but if they're not safe for my body, do I really want to put it in my body? There's enough other things that I'm exposed to that I don't need to add one more to the list, especially when I'm using it to focus on health. So we screen for over 350 contaminants and impurities. That's 3 times more than the US Pharmacopoeia. So on TV, they have ads and they talk about USP verified or certified, and the USP is the US Pharmacopoeia, and that's great. And they're starting to test for contaminants and put some regulation there. But they only test for so many, and we test for 3 times more than that on every single ingredient that comes through our door. And if anything's contaminated, we throw it out. And if that prevents us from selling a product, we won't sell a product. And I think that's huge. And that gives us that Beyond Organic option. So on the right-hand side, it says Beyond Organic. And organic has a standard, but there's still a number of contaminants that are allowed through. And so we test for those and we don't allow them through in our production because we believe in pure and safe ingredients. We've never had a questionable result in quality testing in over 100 years because when we do get something that we can't use, we won't use it. And so I believe that's so important, especially this day and age. So where do we start? We talked about why it's important. We talked about the efficacy. We talked about safety. Now, where do we start? Because Shaklee has so many products. If you've been exposed to Shaklee before, you've seen that they have a huge book of options. And so we wanted to narrow it down to keeping it simple at the basics and meeting you where you're at in your health goals and in your budget. So looking at what UC Berkeley did, that study, we evaluated what those people were taking, what made them so healthy, what made them do so well. And so they looked at all the vitamins they were taking and they saw everything that it was and decided to condense it into a simple little strip on the go. It has antioxidants, omegas, multivitamin, B and C, and probiotics. You can throw it in your purse, you can put it in your car, you can have it on the go, easy to travel with, and it gives you all the base nutrition. So those first, on that slide that I was asking, are you eating 7 cups of cooked green peas? No, but you can get that amount of folic acid in this strip. And we talked about vitamin C in that synthetic example. You have to eat 7 medium oranges to get that much vitamin C today, whereas it's in this strip and you can still eat your oranges, but at a moderate pace and still know you're getting your vitamin C. And so all of these nutritional equivalents are in this strip. These aren't the actual foods that are in this strip, just the nutritional equivalents. The second part was they wanted to add, or they were all taking a protein because protein is the building block of cells. And so we have an amazing protein shake, so many options for you to choose from in terms of flavors and whether you want a soy-based or a plant-based. Our protein has 20 grams of protein. It has less than 1 gram of sugar, 140 calories, and it's less than $3 a meal. And so it's really an affordable option to get the nutrition that you need every day. It's great for on the go as a person that eats in their car on the regular basis. This is something that I can quick shake up with some ice and water and have it on the run. And you can make them fancy with extra ingredients. We have great recipes for that, but I know for myself, they taste great just as they are. And it's something that I can grab and go and know that I'm having the best start to my day that I can. Regardless of my future food choices. However, having my strip and shake every morning really sets the tone and sets my cravings to want more fruits and vegetables. And so that really has made a huge difference for me in just my day-to-day eating plans. I'm not craving the same things I used to. So we're gonna start with good, better, best. So we absolutely believe in the shake and think it's so important. So we put it in the good category. It's less than $3 a day, so you can get a canister or two of those. Each canister has 15 servings. And then our multivitamin. This is our base multivitamin. It's based on 7 clinical studies. It is excellent prenatal vitamin option, and it's $10 a month. It's not a huge investment to make a significant change in your health. And so we really believe in what this product has to offer. So you can start with both of those, or you can start with one, but getting that base nutrition and really filling in what you need to start is going to make the biggest difference. And starting here is the best first step you can take, whether it's one of each product, having them together, or having them separate. Better, adding in Vitalizer every day. So not everyone's a shake person. We understand that, but you want a little bit more nutrition than the multivitamin. We have the Vitalizer. It's less than $3 a day. You get that beautiful probiotic pearl, which is amazing. The yellow B and C complex. So you get the vitamin B and vitamin C. The next one's the green, and that's the multivitamin. It's a little bit lighter in this one because our Vitalizer is tailored based on where you are in life. So if you're a male, you're going to get a little bit different multivitamin than if you're a female. And if you're over 50 years, it's going to be an even different color because you're going to get different nutrients in there as well. And so we really tailor to what each person needs based on their own health needs. Genders are different and ages are different. And so we really want to provide all the nutrition that you need, no matter what stage you are in life. And then the last one is antioxidants and omegas. And again, omegas are great for heart health and just all around inflammation. Antioxidants are also great for inflammation and eye support. It's everything you need in a strip, and it's great and easy and on the go. So if anything, we recommend starting with this if you're ready to take a bigger step. And finally, Best combines everything that we talked about today. So it comes with a box of Vitalizer, 2 life shakes, a free cleanse. It's $159 and you get free shipping. So it's about $5 a day. And the cleanse, like I said, is free, and it's an optional thing. So you can do it at the beginning, which is great, and really reset your palate and jumpstart that goal. Or you can save it because it is 7 days and you're going to want to make sure you plan for it. So if it's not going to fit in the next few weeks, you can still save it for a few weeks out from now, whenever it best fits your schedule. But this really helps you get on track. You get all the nutrients you need. You get all of the best breakfast that you need in one spot, and you're guaranteed to feel better in 30 days. And this is the best place to start. In my opinion, this is where I started in 2010, and I've been doing it ever since, and has made the biggest difference in my life. And I've seen it transform lives through the years. And so, great way to get started. We have a lot of online resources and support that also come with this package. Now, I know we all have different health goals and different things that we're focusing on. We need stress relief, sleep, digestive health, mind health, heart health. There's so many things that are specific to us, and that's great. And so we have targeted solutions that can accompany any one of those packages. We strongly suggest starting with the base nutrition, filling in those base nutrition deficiencies before adding in a boost. So get those vitamin Bs, get everything that you need, so that when you add in MindWorks for brain health and it has that extra vitamin B, you've already met your base requirements, and now you're getting extra to really get that brain support. And so whatever it is that you want to add in is great, but definitely start with one of those base packages and then add this on. That's why it says plus right there. And if you're not sure where to get started in terms of your health goals, talk with the person that invited you, or we have a great resource called Health Print on Shaklee.com. So you can take a health print, go through your financial, budgetary allowances, and then also looking at what your health goals are, and so what products will really align with that best. And finally, Shaklee is not just supplementing our diets, it's supplementing our lives. And so I know for me, I want a healthy home and healthy personal care products that are safe. And so it's not just what we put in our bodies, but it's what we put on and around our bodies. And so Shaklee's line is not just limited to healthy nutrition, it's all encompassing and well rounded, which I think is what really makes it special. So if you have more information or you have more questions and want more information on any of these lines, definitely get with the person that invited you and we can get you that, because we know that health is not just popping a multivitamin every day. There's so many components and pieces to that, and we want to help support you on this journey as you take the next steps.